a poor elderly woman runs after a stranger to return the money she accidentally dropped. Surprised by her honesty, the young woman rewards her with $100. Seconds later, a young man in biker clothes brushes shoulders with the young woman before heading straight to the elderly vendor. Minutes later, her own son steals every dollar from her without a second thought and walks away without a word. The young woman watches everything in complete disbelief. Moments later, the young man reaches his motorcycle and calls his friends, bragging that he now has enough money to throw a party that night. Furious, the young woman confronts him for stealing from his own mother. Instead of feeling ashamed, he arrogantly tells her to stay out of his business before speeding away. Heartbroken, the elderly woman apologizes for what the young woman had witnessed, but she still refuses to blame her son, insisting he is simply lost. Moved by her kindness, the young woman offers to drive her home. During the ride, the elderly woman reveals that her husband passed away 8 years earlier. She explains that her son used to be loving and respectful, but everything changed after his father's death, leaving her to struggle alone every day, and shares how she survives by selling vegetables despite her age. Later that night, she counts the few coins she has left and realizes she can only afford to pay the electricity bill. Although she is starving, she leaves her last plate of food untouched for her son before going to bed. The next morning, he finally stumbles home drunk. Instead of thanking her, he complains the money she gave him was embarrassing and blames her for raising him in poverty. When she gently reminds him that the money was meant for her medicine, he angrily shoves her to the floor before storming out. Moments later, he notices the untouched plate of food waiting on the table. Realizing his mother had gone hungry just so he could eat, he silently lowers his head. For the first time, guilt replaces his anger as he begins to understand the unconditional love he had been taking for granted.